What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let's get down to the situation. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, y'all. So let's get into this whole situation. Let's talk about the BET Awards, and let's talk about what really stood out when it came to, Ice Spice and on the girl JT from City Girls and Little Uzi Vert. Like, okay, it went down, and right now people are speculating that basically, Miss JT, she went off because her man was out here trying to get him some of that Ice Spice, and he was basically giving her props and everything. We're gonna go to the videos of where you can hear it and where you can hear how JT done cussed her man out and then threw the phone at him on national TV. She didn't care who was around. I was like, Lord have mercy, imagine what they be doing at home. She felt a certain type of way. She felt disrespected, but baby, you gotta calm down. You gotta hold on for a minute, especially if you're gonna go back to him. So what was the point of yelling and screaming and going off, and all he gotta do is say, hey, I'm sorry, baby, and then boom, you're back to normal? But basically you embarrass yourself. You act like a child out here in these streets. I heard that they might have a domestic type of relationship at home. He may put his hands on her, she may put her hands on him, but as of BET Awards, we know that she be throwing cell phones, okay, and she be calling him a BA ass, all types of stuff, child. But they're saying that he's just as worse, but only thing we seen is proof of how she behaved at these BET Awards. But in any event, when it comes to JT, she took to social media to let people know that, hey, listen, I wasn't upset with anything that had to do with Ice Spice, whether it was, her man out here, he's opening up the show and basically giving a shout out to Ice Spice and not his woman, and then he's sitting next to her, he taking pictures next to her. Of course she felt a certain type of way. Of course she felt he was disrespecting her. Of course she felt like she was being left out when she went back to go sit down and she didn't have no chair, and he wasn't worried about her, okay? But right now JT is claiming that she was not upset because of anything that had to do with Uzi Vert and Ice Spice, because she loves her upsetness or her madness was because when she came back, she didn't have a place to sit, and her man wasn't worried about whether she had a place to sit. You know why? Because he was too busy gallivanting, taking pictures with Ice Spice and having a good time like she didn't even exist. Basically he's telling her, you need to fend for yourself, okay? And she felt a certain type of way, especially when he opens up the show and he says this, and fans are speculating like she had a lot to be mad about, like she was upset, like she was insecure because her man's basically all over another female rapper in public on a publication on the BET Awards. Everybody's watching, and baby, he ain't giving her no props. So fans are speculating she was pissed because Uzi performed during the BET Awards where he shouted out Ice Spice rapping, I got a nice wife. Wig came off twice. She got a little fro. She looked like Ice Spice, baby. So, and he's sitting next to her. He's taking pictures next to her. JT's not performing. She's not on stage. This is her man. He's a big shot. He's a big deal in the music business. He has, mad support out here in these streets, and you would think he'd be giving her a shout out, but no, he's giving the woman he's sitting next to a shout out that he don't even know. And then on top of that, JT come back to sit down, and then she ain't got a place to sit, and he ain't worried about whether she needs to sit down or not. But JT did come through looking cute, and Uzi comes through looking like Uzi as always. You already know. So you got a whole lot going on in this whole situation, and he just coming down and he said Ice Spice. I was like, so in any event, we get to the situation where JT is feeling a certain type of way. So she comes and Uzi Vert is having a good time. He's not trying to find out if she needs to sit down, where's she at, where's her location. He's not worried about her well-being at all at this point because he's doing his thing. He's handling his business, chit chat. And then what's her name? JT comes over there and she throws the phone at him. She calls him a fan. She calls him a groupie. Why are you calling him a fan and a groupie if it was just your chair was missing? You call him a groupie because basically he was all up there taking pictures, where Ice Spice and everything of that nature. And then on top of that, he gave her a shout out while he was coming down, and he was opening up the show. That's totally like, damn, what about me? What about me, baby? What about me? And that's how she felt, and that's why that phone went upside him, which is not right. She shouldn't have been doing that, because if he would have did that to her, everybody would be canceling him. If he would have reached back and threw the phone back or put his hands on her in public, people would be outraged, okay? But in any event, as you can see on the screen, there were points in certain situations where they did have seating, remove people, bring them back, and things of that nature. Some people were sharing the same stylist, and they were just moving around for different sets, different performances. And then you had the open it to the public in a certain type of way, so they was moving around. So you can see Ice Spice, she's on the other side of UZI, and then you have JT on the other side of UZI. So they were sitting right there, no problem. And then it changes, so the seat changes, does move around, and you can see Ice Spice sitting closer on the side where JT was sitting. So in any event, they're basically saying that JT, she confronted Ice Spice, okay? She went up to, not confronted her, but basically yelling in her direction, but yelling at UZI, throwing her phone, and it had to do with Ice Spice. It's not that Ice Spice did anything, it's just her man is all up on her, and he's attracted to her. He's giving her shout outs, and he ain't even worried about whether JT need to sit down, where she at, how she doing. He could care 2 cents about that. And so she feeling neglected, she's feeling embarrassed, she's feeling like a fool, and she's feeling like, how can you do this to me? And he already know that she got issues and problems, because they be fighting at home allegedly. So if all that is going on, he already knew she was gonna have a problem. He's sitting there looking, not worrying about whether she need to sit down or not. But at the same time, you don't throw your phone at him and embarrass yourself like that. For what reason? You know what I mean? Especially when you're gonna go home next to him, and you're gonna be sitting next to him, you're gonna be with him. So